Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Now, most of you know I've lost over 100 pounds. So today I'm gonna do a what I eat in a day. This is like a very realistic, going back to basics. I get so many questions about like how I actually eat. So I kind of wanted to do just a kind of like an overview of what I eat pretty much on a regular basis. So I keep things super basic. Most of my diet consists of, unless I'm going out to eat for a special occasion or, you know, holidays or something like that. For the most part, I'm keeping it very basic. We have eggs. I pretty much eat eggs every single day. I feel like eggs are super important. At least they're an important part of my diet. They're super low in carbs. They are, I feel like they're low in calories and they have a good amount of protein. So they kind of just hit all the boxes for me. So for breakfast, that's what I'm having today. I usually do a bacon. Got these on sale. I love when they have things on sale at my local store. So this is just like an uncured bacon. I do that. I usually have a few pieces of that. I like it nice and crispy. I'm gonna toss it into the air fryer. So this is a healthy fat. Eggs have healthy fats, and avocados are a great source of healthy fats. So altogether, I like to start my day off just having protein and healthy fats because they're gonna keep me feeling nice and full and satiated. If I started my day off with, let's say, like yogurt and just some berries, I would be hungry within an hour, and then it's just gonna start my day off where I'm gonna be kind of like thinking of food. What am I eating next? Maybe some snacks. When I have eggs, bacon, some cottage cheese, avocado, I like queso fresco, things like that. I do not think about food until I'm legitimately hungry. So I'll show you what it looks like. We'll move over to the stove. I'm just gonna toss this into the air fryer, and then it's a super simple morning for me. All right, guys, I was gonna go make my eggs, but my bacon probably has about another 6 minutes or so. So what I'm gonna do is just plate the rest of my stuff meanwhile. So I love cottage cheese. Cottage cheese, let's see, protein, 14 grams of protein per half cup. That's crazy, I love that. So cottage cheese, I'm gonna go the savory route. So I'm gonna do a little bit of this, they're kind of just like pepper flakes, and a little bit of salt and pepper. So that's literally all I do for this. Another thing, like, when it comes to like how much I eat, because I get a lot of questions about, well, like how much do you actually eat? So I'm pretty good at knowing how much to eat based on the rest of my day. So like if I'm breaking my fast at, let's say, noon, 11, 12, maybe even 1, then more than likely I'm only gonna do dinner. But some days I get hungry early and I listen to my body, so I eat a little bit earlier. If I know that, then my breakfast is gonna be smaller because I know that I'm not gonna make it all the way to dinner. You know what I mean? So instead of having, like right now I have 2 eggs, probably 2 pieces of bacon, a small slice of avocado, my cottage cheese, and this will hold me over until a late lunch because it's pretty early. Like it really just depends on my day. So always like gauge your day. If you know you're gonna go out to dinner with someone, if you're gonna make like a big hearty heavy meal, or you might not. Maybe you're like, dude, I don't even know when I'm gonna eat next, and I definitely load up on the protein and your fats. Healthy fats, of course. I'm not talking about like, you know, junk food and processed junk. I'm talking about like avocado. You can have like olives, almonds. There's so many foods like meats. There's so many foods that have those healthy fats. So don't be afraid of fats, okay? Because they are gonna help keep you feeling nice and full and satiated. Okay, so I just checked on my bacon. It probably has about 2 more minutes. If you haven't tried making your bacon in the air fryer, it comes out really nice and crispy, and you don't really have to worry about it, you know? That's why I like it. So now I'm just gonna make my eggs. I love fried eggs, scrambled eggs, omelets, soft-boiled. Guys, I love eggs. Like I can eat them for breakfast, lunch, dinner. I don't know, I'm like an egg lover. That's just all there is to it. Okay, so we are 17 minutes in. Ooh, look at that, nice and crispy. So 17 minutes is kind of long, but 17 minutes at 400. So, but I also did make almost the entire pack. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pat dry them because obviously they have grease all up on there. Guys, this right here is my breakfast. I probably have this exact meal, maybe just without the berries, like at least 2 to 3 times a week. But if I'm super lazy to make the bacon, I will just make extra eggs. I'll do sausage, chicken sausages. I love the ones from Trader Joe's, they're so good. What else? At Costco, I buy a lot of like the organic little mini sausages, something along those lines, an omelet, but usually eggs, avocado, cheese, some type of cheese, and some type of like protein in terms of meat. But this is it right here, guys. Look at that. So good. It's literally so filling. This is gonna keep me full for hours, and I know that I'm nourishing my body and starting off the day really with like a good amount of fuel, you know, because at the end of the day, that's what food is, or that's what it should be. It's fuel for our bodies. So anyway, this is it right here. I'm gonna go ahead, enjoy this, get a little bit of work done, and then I'll show you what I'm making for lunch. All right, guys, so for lunch, I'm gonna end up making an Asian turkey salad. I have all of my ingredients right here. This is actually from Home Chef. I love, love, love all of their stuff because it is so convenient. Everything that I'm gonna need is in this bag. I actually order for the week. I get things for me, for my daughter. I never really get breakfast items because my breakfasts are pretty much always the same. And I feel like a lot of times I'm more like scrambling to make lunches or dinners. So this really makes my life easy throughout the week. I do get their meal kit as well. I only got one this week because this is more of like a step-by-step. This is think like a Friday night dinner, Saturday night dinner where you're turning on the music, you're maybe having like a glass of wine. You're just kind of in the mood to cook. This is it right here, but it's super convenient because you don't have to go to the grocery store. Everything is pre-portioned down to every last seasoning. Literally toss everything into the baking dish and into the oven. This is really like during the week when you come home, you're tired, throw everything in, throw it into the oven, and then kind of get ready to wind down, and then dinner is served. You know what I mean? Like it just makes life so much easier. But they do have express meals, which is the one that I'm gonna make for lunch. And it comes with a recipe card, which shows you everything that you're supposed to do down to like the step-by-step. For those of you that might not feel 100% like comfortable in the kitchen, they just make it like really, really easy to follow. I absolutely love them. I actually have a discount code that you can use. If you use Low Carb Love 50 at checkout, you get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. So I'll leave that link in the description below. Guys, they have so many options, whether you're keto, vegan, paleo, vegetarian, they have everything, I'm telling you. And at the end of the day, like if you're someone who's always short on time, this is a way for you to have delicious meals, really, really easy without putting too much thought into it. All right, I'm just gonna put everything away and I'm gonna show you how easy it is to throw this salad together. So we're gonna do a little avocado oil, ground turkey going in. Should be pretty hot. This is like for the express meals, they're all super, super easy. The most that you'll have to do is something like this, which is like cook your beef or your chicken, your salmon, whatever it is that you choose. Everything else is literally just assembling. So this will take like a whole, I don't know, maybe 4 minutes. And this is pretty much almost cooked through. I already added the chili paste and we're gonna do a little bit of chili sauce. You can add the whole thing, but I don't want it too sweet, so I'm just adding about half the packet. And now let's move over to the cutting board and I'm gonna go ahead and chop everything up. So I'm gonna just chop up the lettuce, the green onion, toss it all together, and then guys, lunch is served. Simple, simple, simple. So we have our lettuce, we have our green onion, purple cabbage. Now I'm just gonna spread the purple cabbage, looks nice and pretty. And we have our turkey, our sweet chili turkey, and it's just gonna go right on top. And I like that, you know, it has like a good amount of protein. It's not skimpy. Okay. Give it a mix. And the grand finale, some almonds. Boom. Okay. There you have it. There's my salad. That is their professional photo. I don't know, guys, I'm kind of liking mine a little better, but that's just my humble opinion. This is what we're going to, I'm gonna share this. I'm not eating this whole thing by myself. No, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, if I hadn't eaten such a big breakfast, I could definitely demolish about half of this. I'm not gonna lie, but cheers. The dressing is like a 10 out of 10. Flavor on point, super flavorful. For the protein, you could use chicken, ground beef, ground pork. You could even do chicken breast, like cubed. It'll all work, but the turkey is super juicy, flavorful. I love it. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this and then finish up what I'm doing, and I'll see you for dinner. Okay, so I have this on a medium-high heat. I'm gonna show you how I make my power bowl. This is like one of my go-tos when I'm going back to basics. Back to basics is something I do when I'm either actively trying to lose weight, I get back from vacation, really just trying to get on track, okay? So this here is super easy. I'm doing some grass-fed, grass-finished organic beef. Just get this from my local store. You can make it in a patty, you can make it in a, like a burger patty, or just like ground beef. I'm gonna do it like ground beef just so you could see my actual bowl. You can make it with avocado, you can make it with mushrooms, onions, bell peppers, zucchini, broccoli, like you name it. That's how I switch it up, just because sometimes I do get a little bored with it. But guys, this right here is the way to go if you are trying to lose weight. And then just season it to your liking. I'm doing a little garlic powder, some onion powder, salt and pepper. I keep it pretty basic, but you could go crazy. Like you can go Asian route, Mexican, or just keep it just very neutral. I did a little bit of spice. This guy here likes some ghost peppers, but this thing is spicy. Handcrafted from 4 unique hot chili pepper varieties, but it is muy enchiloso. So what I'm gonna do for today is just some mushrooms. I just rinse these. And then what I usually like to do the Trader Joe's Gruyere, or I don't know how you pronounce it. But I haven't been to Trader, so I picked this guy up. It's a cheddar Gruyere. How do you pronounce it? Gruyere. Cheddar Gruyere. Okay, and then over here, I'm just gonna start cooking my mushrooms. We'll take this ground beef out right now. Okay, so this is already pretty melty. And this is like a 10-minute dinner. Like you literally, whatever it takes you to cook your ground beef and your veggie, and you're done. And dinner is served. This right here, so easy. It's gonna keep me so full. Yeah, whenever I have meals that are really nutrient dense, I don't crave a lot of like the junk that I typically would crave if I just had like a light salad, or maybe just like a yogurt bowl or something like that. Because when you have like really high protein, nice, good fats, you just feel full, satiated, and you don't feel like snacking. So this is a very typical meal for me. I would just swap out the veggie. I do broccoli, I do zucchini, asparagus, so many different things. And then I also, when I get tired of ground beef, I also do steak, I do salmon, chicken. But if you stick to things like this, you're gonna stay very, very low carb, and you're gonna see results. So if your goal is to lose some weight, then this is just what's worked for me. Again, this is just, you know, my journey, my personal experience, and I just love sharing this stuff with you. Like I said, I created my meal plan, so I will leave that linked. If you are on a weight loss journey or you know someone that is, then you can share that with them. But yeah, this is dinner. And if I was like a little more hungry, I would add like an egg on top, avocado, cottage cheese, just to make it more hearty. And again, this is just all clean, whole foods. So the goal is eating whole foods. That is the game changer. That is the key. At the end of the day, you get to eat delicious foods while still seeing results. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave everything linked in the description below. Always make sure you check out the description because I do have other videos. I also have the recipes for today's video and other things that I use. But if you guys like this video, make sure you hit that like button, show me some love, and please share this video, share my channel with your friends, family, whether they're living a low carb lifestyle or maybe also starting their weight loss journey. It could be really, really helpful for them. But thank you so much for being here. I love you, and I'll see you on my next video. Mwah.